LifePixers, hope you're having an awesome day. Are you ready to rewire your brain with the 3 phases of thinking? We've been doing Rewire Your Brain episodes for so long already, and I know there are many new listeners. I know a lot of you could use a refresher, that I decided that is what this episode is going to be the best benefit for you all. What are the 3 phases of thinking? Why do we care about them? And what can you do to help yourself, your marriage, your career, and every other aspects of your life together with knowing these 3 phases of thinking? Okay. I'm going to start by asking you, when someone gets something wrong on a test, how do you know whether they didn't understand the question, whether they understood the question, but they couldn't process it and try to come up with an answer, or they knew an answer and they couldn't tell you what it is? We don't. That's why I don't like tests. That's why I don't like school. That's why I don't like the current system that we are all learning in. However, there are 3 phases of thinking that each one of those can tell us. And if we can track down what was going on there, then we can go and figure it out. Okay. So we have input, where we're taking in the information. So going back to the test example, that's where we're understanding the question of the test. We're taking in the information from the test. Then we have elaboration. That is where we process the information or trying to think of the answer on the test. And then we have output. It's where we write the answer on the test, where we tell the world what we know. So what does this have to do with marriage? And what does this have to do with career and your everyday life? Because I know most of you aren't taking tests anymore. So anytime you're taking in information, your partner is talking to you, your child is talking to you, you're seeing something, anything with any of your 5 senses, that is input. That is how you're taking in the information. Now, how you think about it, how you process it, what it tells you, whether you think something is important, how you plan for something, compare something, categorize something, all those things are part of the elaboration phase. So you see there's a mess on the kitchen floor, what thought processes are going through your brain, how you're going to go and figure this out is elaboration. And output is what the action that you're actually going to do about it. Are you going to talk to someone about it? Are you going to clean it up? Are you going to act differently to your spouse? Are you going to take more responsibility on at work? What you're going to do is in the output phase. Now, in each one of these phases, there are cognitive functions. You can be really, really good at one phase. Let's say you're really good at an input, but you have a hard time with elaboration and output. You might be really good at output. Once you know the answer, you know exactly how to do it, exactly how to go follow through and do all the steps to it perfectly. But the input and elaboration phase, that's way too hard. Each one of us have different things that we're better at, different things that we're stronger at, and it has to do with whether we are better at or have a harder time with the cognitive functions during each one of those phases. So in each one of those phases, input, elaboration, and output, there are some cognitive functions that as you improve those, you'll improve that phase in your thinking. So in input, we have 8 cognitive functions. In elaboration, we have 12. And in output, we have another 8, which makes us a grand total of 28 cognitive functions. And as you know, in each one of those Rewire Your Brain episodes, we go through these cognitive functions. We go through the strategies to help you strengthen your cognitive functions and to go and improve your marriage. So what I want you to do is, today's going to be a little bit of a different type of challenge. I want you to observe what you're doing for the next hour or so and see where you get stuck. Is it because you're not sure what to do? You don't even know where to start? That's in the input phase. Is it because you know what you do, but you can't figure it out? You can't find, you have a million things to do, but you can't plan how to do it, or you can't figure out which type of action to take, or you have your plan, you know exactly what steps it is, and you can't actually do the action. That is going to help you figure out which ones you are better at and which ones you need help in. Go ahead, try it. Meanwhile, if you want to get yourself on your brain rewired list, it might be a smart idea because people are loving this group. And I want you to get a chance to rewire your brain. So all 3 phases will be super, super strong, and your marriage and your career will be way better. So head over to lifepixuniversity.com/yourbrainrewired, lifepixuniversity.com/yourbrainrewired. Have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll see you on the next episode.
That's all for this episode of the LifePix University podcast, but I have a huge favor to ask of you that will not only support the show, but will also help the people you love most. We are striving for 1 million downloads by the end of 2025, and we can't do this without your help. If you love this episode, please share it with 2 of your family and friends so they too can rewire their brains to have an extraordinary marriage. It was awesome spending time with you, and I'll see you on the next episode.